Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the different types of water. Types of water. Now, what we mean by different types of water here is water which can be used to clean yourself. Okay? So that might be, in a generic sense, we just mean, let's call it wudu or ghusl. Okay? So, water which is clean enough to use it for wudu and ghusl. So if you see on page 44 where we'll start, the first type of water which it talks about is clean water. Number one, we're talking about clean water. Very basically what this is saying is that any water which is natural, okay, and that you find naturally in the world, and obviously it's not changed, which we'll talk about, you can use. So for example, rainwater. Okay, if you put a bucket out to collect rainwater, you can use that to clean yourself. Seawater is fine. Okay, what else can you have? You can have ponds, you can have canals, you can have lakes, ponds, canals, lakes. As we know, this is all water which is naturally occurring in the world and the environment. So these are all absolutely fine to use. Okay, clean water in general is fine to use. Okay, but then we talk about something called mixed water. Okay, so obviously this is water which isn't naturally found in the world. Now, this might be stuff which you have water and something else. And as a general rule, okay, the way how you know if you're allowed to use this or not is, has a basic quality of water changed? Has a basic quality of water changed? What we mean by that is, when you're looking at the water, let's imagine the water, so for example, let's take an example, e.g. water and salt. Okay, what you've got to ask yourself is that when this water and salt has been mixed together, has a basic quality change in the sense, has the colour changed, has the taste changed, has the smell changed, has the thickness changed, is it more gloopy now or more runny? So this is what I mean by basic qualities. If the basic qualities haven't changed, so if there's no change, then it's absolutely fine to use. If there is a change, then you can't use that water. Okay, so if something's mixed in the water and one of these basic qualities has changed, then you can't use it. Okay, even if one of them has changed. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to when you have amounts of water. So when you have water kind of sitting around. So what we're talking about here is, so amounts of water. So very simply, you can have either a small amount of water or a large amount. Okay, so let's talk about small first. So let's do this in blue. So small. So the definition of a small amount of water is any kind of water which is underneath 5 meters by 5 meters. Okay, so if I have a little, let's imagine this is a tub looking from the top, yeah, and if this is 4 meters by 4 meters, can you use it? No, you can't. Sorry, can you classify it as small? Wait, let me do that again. So something is small if it's less than 5 meters by 5 meters. So if this is 4 meters by 4 meters, is it classified as small? Yes, it is. Yeah. Whereas if I draw something like this, which is 6 meters by 6 meters. Do we classify this as small? No, we don't, because it's bigger than 5 meters by 5 meters. Okay? And then the other condition is that you can see the bottom when you scoop up water. Now, a lot of you might be a bit confused by this, because you might think, well, isn't water transparent? No, what it kind of means is this. If you have a look here, okay, let's imagine this is a swimming pool, okay, so it's quite deep, yeah, and so there's a guy here just doing his swimming, yeah. I mean, let's imagine he's about to drown, and then we have another guy here who's in a stream in a pond, or he's in his bath at home, okay, probably better analogy, okay. Now, when this guy scoops up some water, okay, is he going to be able to visibly see without any water the bottom here if he scoops up this amount of water? No, yeah, he's not going to be able to see this bit here, is he? So because the bottom is not visible, which means that there's no water there in front of it, this is classified as a large amount of water, because it's probably bigger than 5 by 5. Yeah, it's bigger than 5 by 5. Yeah, and it's also, you can't see the bottom. You cannot see the bottom when you scoop up the water. So therefore this one is large. However, when you look at this one, if he was to scoop some water up, yeah, would he be able to see the bottom? Yes, he would. Yeah, he would be able to see the bottom. So let's imagine this is less than 5 meters by 5 meters. Yeah, this is less than 5 meters by 5 meters. You can see the bottom, therefore this is a small quantity of water. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, obviously just ask questions and I'll try and get back to you. So what it's saying now is, let's imagine we have a small amount of water, okay? And it says if a impurity falls in, so if an impurity falls in, because it's a small amount of water, therefore the water is impure, okay? Regardless if you can see the impurity or not, if an impurity falls into a small amount of water, whether it's drop or whether it's a whole large amount, it doesn't matter. The small amount of water is impure. Okay. Now when we go to large, okay, if we go to a large amount of water, then what it says here is that if an impurity falls in to a large amount of water, okay, the water will still be pure. Okay, if impurity falls into a large amount of water, it will still be pure. So large amount of water means obviously the large where we defined it as 5 meters by 5 meters, more than that, and large can also mean flowing water as well. Yeah, so like a river is large because it's flowing. Okay, canals are also large amounts of water. The only way how a large amount of water can become impure is if this here happens. It's only impure if the colour, smell or taste changes. Okay, so for example, so colour, smell or taste changes. Only if one of those three changes in a large amount of water will the water become impure. So for example, if we have let's imagine we have a massive swimming pool, yeah? So a massive swimming pool, which is about 12 meters by 12 meters, okay? And let's imagine, some urine drops in, okay? Some urine drops in, okay? But the colour, smell or taste doesn't change. Will the water be impure? No, it won't, yeah? Because the colour, smell or taste has not changed. If, however, lots of urine falls in, okay, and now when you look at the water, you can see it's turned a different colour. Will the water now be impure? Yes, it will. because when lots of urine has fallen in, we know that the colour has changed. Yeah. So because the colour has changed, yeah, the water has become impure. Okay. And so the final bit we're going to talk about is used water. So very simply, I've just drawn this out from beforehand just to save time. Yeah. So if the human has used the water and the human has drunk from it, okay. So if a human has drunk from it, it's fine. It's clean and pure. The water, you can use it for whatever you want. If a human has used some water for wudu or ghusl, though, okay, you cannot use that water which has been used for wudu and ghusl. You cannot use it for wudu and ghusl again. The only thing you can use it for is for cleaning yourself in terms of istinja and removing impurity. But you can't use it for wudu and ghusl if you used it for wudu and ghusl before. Okay, and lastly, animals. Okay, very simple. If a halal animal has drank from it, then it's clean and pure. And when we define halal animals, it also includes horses, because people get confused a bit. Okay, so it includes horses. If a haram animal drinks from it, okay, if a haram animal drinks from it, it's impure. Okay, if a haram animal, like a dog or a lion, yeah, something which we can't eat, drinks from a pool of water, you cannot use that water again. Okay, it's also important to remember that when we talk about these quantities of water, we mean small quantities. These are all, when we talk about animals drinking from it, talking about drinking from small quantities of water, yeah? Remember we said large quantities of water only become impure if the colour, smell or taste changes, yeah? If a cat drinks from some water, then it's makruh, okay? And if a donkey or mule drinks from the water, then it's doubtful. Yeah, this is because of differences of opinion in fiqh, yeah, in Islamic jurisprudence. You don't need to know the details. It's just something really that you need to learn. Okay, if you want to know more about it, go look it up in a fiqh book. Yeah. Okay, hope that all makes sense. Yeah, and the next video, inshallah, will be out tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.